The story takes place in the town of Anival, in a U.S. state. News reports are about a superstorm named Henry that is about to hit the town. Storm surges are expected to reach 4 to 6 meters. That afternoon, it started raining heavily. Our protagonist is a young girl named Dakota. Her mother had passed away a few months earlier, causing her to fall into depression and take medication that led to social anxiety. Dakota is terrified of leaving the house. That day, with no food left at home, she mustered the courage to go to the grocery store. People around her were evacuating the town to avoid the storm. However, after walking a short distance, Dakota felt short of breath due to anxiety and immediately returned home. Dakota's uncle, Edward, is her mother's younger brother. Edward is a marine biologist who studies sharks and often attaches tracking chips to them. Edward was worried that sharks would swarm inland due to the rising sea level from the storm. Concerned for his granddaughter, Edward called Dakota to warn her, but she said she would stay until the storm passed. Knowing he couldn't convince his stubborn granddaughter, Edward saw he would pick Dakota up as soon as he finished work. He then being interviewed by a local reporter about bull shark attacks on tourists that morning. Meanwhile, Lisa, a worker at the town's fresh meat packing plant, was abandoned by her boyfriend while pregnant. Despite the storm, her awful boss made her work until late afternoon. A truck driver was still out delivering meat from the plant. On the way home, Lisa video called her mother, who was worried why her daughter hadn't evacuated town yet, even though the highway was closed due to flooding. In addition, we have 3 other characters, the 3 brothers Ron, Dee, and Will. They are orphans who were adopted by a couple. Their adoptive father is named Billy. Despite warnings from the authorities about the superstorm, he stubbornly refused to evacuate, believing it was just a minor storm due to the unpredictable weather. Although he adopted the 3 children, Billy and his wife didn't truly love them, only focusing on the monthly government allowance. They bought steaks and hid them in the basement to eat, while the 3 children only got sandwiches. At this moment, Superstorm Henry officially made landfall. The rising sea level caused the seawall to break, and water began flooding the town of Anival. Lisa then met her truck driver colleague. He said that a fallen tree had blocked the road, and a tsunami was about to hit them. Lisa immediately sped up to try and get past the fallen tree, but the wheels got stuck. The driver tried to escape, but the strong current swept away the truck. Lisa's car suffered the same fate. At the same time, Dakota's house was flooded, with the ground floor completely submerged. Billy and his wife's house fared no better. The water pierced through the tempered glass, sweeping away everything inside. Meanwhile, Lisa's car was swept away by the current and crashed into a large tree branch, trapping her pregnant belly right in front of Dakota's house. The meat truck then crashed into a statue and broke in half. The blood from the fresh meat spread across the water, attracting sharks. Just then, 2 men in a boat arrived and discovered Lisa trapped in the car. One of them told his friend to get large pliers to remove the branches, but before he could reach Lisa, something pulled him underwater. The other man went to look for his friend and found him floating on the water, but with one arm missing. The shark then dragged him away. Dakota, seeing everything through the window, screamed a warning about the shark. The truck driver opened the door to get out, but one shark lunged and attacked him. The other man tried to run away, but another bull shark quickly caught him. The man was then torn apart right in front of Lisa. Meanwhile, Dakota's uncle, Edward, received news that the highway to the town was completely flooded. He asked the 2 reporters to take him and a friend to near Anival, from where they would take a boat to the town. At the same time, Billy and his wife went to the garage to get their car, because the car had a waterproof electrical system. When suddenly a shark appeared, it immediately lunged at Billy, biting off his arm. The shark then attacked his wife, dragging her underwater. The 3 children were inside the house, begging Billy not to abandon them. However, as he ran to the car, intending to drive away, the shark suddenly bit his backside and dragged him underwater. Back at Lisa, she was still trapped, and the water was rising higher and higher. Lisa pleaded with Dakota to save her and the children, but how could they be saved surrounded by sharks? Just then, a small house suddenly drifted and stopped, allowing Dakota to get closer to Lisa. But for someone with social anxiety and phobia like Dakota, this was very difficult. However, it would be too sinful to stand by and watch someone die. Dakota then went down to the kitchen, grabbed a knife, and mustered up the courage to climb through the window. Although she slipped and fell, luckily she was unharmed. From there, she jumped onto the small house. Below, a school of bull sharks was waiting. Finally, Dakota reached Lisa's car, used the knife to cut away some branches, and successfully pulled Lisa out of the car. Both of them then climbed into Dakota's bedroom. Dakota then used the curtains to spell out a distress signal on the roof, in case a rescue helicopter flew by. Suddenly, Lisa began to have contractions, a sign that the baby was about to be born. Meanwhile, Edward spotted a giant, microchipped great white shark near Anival on the screen. He had been tracking it for 3 years, and it was now pregnant, back with the 3 orphan siblings. After witnessing the death of their foster parents, fearing the sharks would swim into their house, Dee went to close the door. But just as she reached out to pull it shut, 2 bull sharks swam inside. Her older brother, Ron, rushed to save her before she lost her balance and fell into the water. Ron then told them they had to escape because the water level was rising. Darkness fell. Dee remembered that the refrigerator in the basement contained steak, which could be used as bait to attract the sharks and give them a chance to escape. Just then, Billy's foster father suddenly appeared. It turned out he wasn't dead after all. Meanwhile, at Dakota's house, the water had risen to the level of the bed, and Lisa was enduring the pain of contractions. Seeing the pitiful situation of the pregnant woman about to give birth, and knowing that staying any longer would cause the whole place to be flooded, Dakota decided to go retrieve the boat the 2 men had used earlier. The problem was, it had drifted quite far away. Dakota remembered her Uncle Edward mentioning that sharks liked vibrations, so she started collecting battery-operated items that could vibrate, like electric toothbrushes or razors. Dakota then put them in a plastic bag and threw them into the water. At the same time, Edward and the other 3 were approaching the town in a boat. Along the way, they saw the carcass of a cow that had been attacked by sharks. Further on, they found the wrecked squad vehicle, which contained stun guns. Returning to the 3 brothers, Ron reproached his foster father for planning to drive away and abandon them. But Billy slyly claimed he only wanted to find someone to help him. He then went so far as to force Ron to call for rescue. Unexpectedly, the youngest brother stumbled upon their monthly government child support payment, which amounted to $1,500. This enraged the 3 brothers because Billy and his wife were using the money to eat well while they had to subsist on meager meals. Exposed, the foster father angrily tried to punch Ron, but Ron restrained him. Seeing this, Dee kicked Billy, sending him tumbling into the water. He was immediately attacked by sharks. Taking advantage of their distraction, Ron jumped into the water, swam to the basement, grabbed a steak from the refrigerator, and tried to retrieve a gun but couldn't unscrew it. He grabbed a nearby box and swam back to shore just in time as a shark lunged at him. Meanwhile, Dakota, having mustered the courage, went into the water, seizing the opportunity while the sharks followed the vibrations emanating from the plastic bags. Suddenly, the sharks swam away, revealing their imminent threat, a pregnant great white shark. It slowly swam past Dakota's feet, terrifying her into immobility. She eventually reached the boat and successfully climbed aboard. It was almost dawn. Dakota spotted a crossbow in a shop and grabbed it. The house started to sink, and labor pains returned. Just then, the house sank completely, forcing Lisa to swim out. She surfaced and continued to push. A short while later, the baby was born, and Lisa lifted her son out of the water. Blood had stained the area red. Bull sharks, attracted by the smell, swarmed towards them, while Dakota was trying to climb the boat closer to Lisa and her baby. Lisa used a sharp piece of wood to cut the umbilical cord. A bull shark lunged at her, and she stabbed it with the piece of wood before quickly grabbing her child. But another shark started charging. Dakota saw this and quickly shot it down with her arrow. She then reached Lisa and her baby. But unexpectedly, a shark charged and capsized the boat. In this life or death situation, luckily, Edward arrived. He immediately activated the stun gun and threw it into the water, causing the bull sharks to scatter. However, after only a moment, another one aggressively lunged forward. Suddenly, a giant great white shark leapt up and devoured the bull shark, leaving everyone stunned. With this footage, the reporter would surely be featured in prime time. In another development, Ron found a pile of explosives in the box he had retrieved. The 3 brothers tied them to a pile of stakes, lit the fuses, and threw them away. Immediately, the sharks swarmed and snapped at the meat. A loud explosion followed, and they were all blown to pieces. The 3 brothers were overjoyed that their plan had succeeded. They then got into their foster father's car and left town. Meanwhile, Lisa and Dakota were finally brought safely aboard a boat. Lisa had also contacted her mother, who breathed a sigh of relief and was overjoyed to see her newborn granddaughter. Edward then told Dakota that her mother, in the afterlife, would be very proud of her daughter's bravery. Everyone then left Anival to go to a safer place. The movie ends here. Thanks for watching and see you in the next video.